All right, let's get into this topic right here because I got to let y'all know what I know and what we've seen over the weekend. After Bloody Friday occurred at ESPN, 20 plus people laid off. So now I'm just going to do some of the sports media's reaction to the stunning ESPN layoffs and answer the question of what is really going on in sports journalism. All right. So for those in the industry, we all know that we were reminded painfully on Friday of just how cutthroat the business side of sports media can be. Now, I'm not acting like sports media is by itself because a lot of people out there just got normal 9 to 5s or whatever that is. They get slayed too. So my heart's out to you, even if I don't know your situation in particular. So my man Andrew Marchand of the New York Post reported that ESPN has sent out an internal memo discussing this and that around 20 on-air personalities were expected to be let go in the new round of layoffs. So that's how it first hit internally and then spread to our knowledge. All right. So tons of reactions out there. Let's start with my man RG3, who said a lot of talented and hardworking people are being let go by ESPN today. Praying for all my ESPN colleagues and their families who have been impacted. Right. Class personified. Taylor Twellman said some really good people at their jobs and some that have put in real equity into ESPN, both behind and now in front of the cameras, are being let go. Tough to see in an industry that is ever evolving. Feel for them. Okay, we upping it up, a little more to it. Richard Dice said, today's ESPN news is obviously brutal, but for me, the larger story are the rounds and rounds of cuts at ESPN of the behind the scenes people whose names you don't know. Preach. These people were the DNA of ESPN. They bled that place. All right, few more. Josiah Johnson said this ESPN stuff should have been handled better. They treated it like NFL cut day. Been there. Matthew Berry says, sending much love to my friends and former ESPN colleagues today. Today sucks. No way around that. But what I will tell you is, especially for those in front of the camera, there is an incredible amount of opportunity out there. Last year at NBC was the best year of my career. Godspeed. We're getting to exactly where I wanted to go. Last one is Andrew Brandt. Remember him, respect to him. Tough day. I remember my wave a few years ago. I asked if there was anything wrong with the quality of my segments. They said, this isn't about quality. That statement sticks with me. Okay, let me take you through the process because none of you guys, including me, were involved with these layoffs, right? But let's talk about the two things that hit them as soon as they found out that they were laid off. Not just laid off in a typical fashion, in such a public spectacle. And the whole world has to watch you and witness you now go from that height to that uncertainty. I didn't say decline. I didn't say a bad place. I said uncertainty. Let's talk about the two feelings that I felt that were similar to this, even though I didn't get laid off, I didn't get cut, but I certainly went into that uncertain place. The one thing is the security and the other thing is the audacity. The security that you just lost, that paycheck that was coming in every single month, that you knew that you were getting paid from that big entity. I don't lie to you guys. My last paychecks at the big network at FS1 was for $158,000 and some other numbers after that I didn't really care as much about every single month. You go from that to zero because you don't have a job right now. Now, you may get the phone calls and everybody talking good and we're going to set up this deal and you're going to go to the next place. But for that moment, if not days, if not weeks, you went to zero, okay, in income. So the security and the audacity. Here's the audacity. Y'all remember when we saw like James Jones trade CP3, even though he played ball before and wasn't as good as CP3, but he now has the power to flex on CP3 and say, you got to lead the Phoenix Suns. That's how it feels. You like the audacity. Someone just fired you, released you, that frankly, you're like, dog, who gives you the power? What gives you the power? How are you qualified to say that I'm not worthy when, like Andrew Brandt said, oh, it's not about the quality of your work. And you're like, well, what the hell it is? And you're looking at that person like, oh my God, man, this is a bizarro world. Okay, so those are the two things that jump out to you. All right, so let's get to why we're here in the first place. What drives sports media? Why all of this happened on Bloody Friday and what's really going on? I tell you what drives sports media. Everyone knows what it is. It's the ad dollars. It's what they can sell, right? That's what TV is based on, right? We're going to have us a conduit. We're going to have us a situation where people can plug into it and spend money here. That is the advertising dollars. That supports sports media heavily. Now, there are two things. They really want the ad dollars for the live events. The live events bring in the most ratings. The live events, sporting events, bring in the most draw. That's what gets the most money. Now, to keep the energy going between live events, what do they have? Daily shows. Those daily shows were created because they need to keep the interest high for those live events and to give storyline. So what's happened to those ad dollars? In this economy especially, they're shrinking, and even before this economy, they've been splintered. They are going everywhere. How? Influencer marketing, right? Kardashians, all the way down to your favorite YouTuber who was just dropping sports gems at the sports gems authentically and raw. So now, we can go to that person or we can go to you. Let me give it to you like this. Mr. Beast. Everyone knows who that is, right? He's a beast on the YouTube, right? Would you go to him to sell your Pepsi, or would you go to the Carton Show that has 58,000 viewers? If you're an advertiser, you get my point. You get the example. So everyone started to fight for the same dollar. Then Mr. Beast, etc., Pat McAfee, etc., can go direct to consumer, where the direct metrics show his impact with your marketing dollars. No more of this like, we got ratings, but how many people really clicked into what we were selling? Versus Mr. Beast, Pat McAfee, etc., they can show you that. The Paul brothers, right? Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, Lex Friedman, etc. And then y'all start cutting the cord and exacerbated this whole situation. Even though y'all know cutting the cord, y'all gonna end up paying in streaming a la carte the same amount y'all were paying for that big old bundle cable bill. It's really approaching those numbers. So basically, here we go. We're in a new frontier, y'all. More recognizable faces are now going to be in independent spaces, and they're going to be established brands that's going to command top dollars. Dan Le Batard, Jason Whitlock, Megyn Kelly, etc. Welcome to the Wild Wild West. And I am proud of you guys for making me proud of myself for in 5 months. I've been doing this for 5 months. 86,000 subscribers. Went from that zero paycheck just in this lane alone to over $700,000 I'm getting a year on pace. So now let's look up, and we're growing every single day. I'm probably going to end up making damn near as much as I did in year 1 doing this as I left year 20 doing that. Y'all know why people over here now? I'm trying to tell y'all it's a whole new game. And I ain't even talking about the other opportunities that come from this. So long story short, bet on yourself, even if someone forces you to place that bet.